Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. Man Manasa Madhukara Marpaya. Nija Pada Pankaja Makarande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. Yadyapi Samadhishu Vidhirapi Pashyati. Natava Nakagram Marichim. Deva Bhaiva Bhavantam Bande. Krishna Idam Ichami Nisham Yatavachuta. Idam Tadapi Krita Bhuta Vichim. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. Bhakti Rudachati Yadyapi Madhava. Bhakti Rudanchati Yadyapi Madhava. Natvai Mamati Lamatri. Natvai Mamati Lamatri. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. Parameshvara Tata Dapita Vadika. More volume. Parameshvara Tata Dapita Vadika. Durgata Gata Navidatri. Durgata Gata Navidatri. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. Ayama Viloladya Sanatana. Ayama Vilotayatad. Kalitad Bhutarasa Bharam. Kalid Bhutarasa Bharam. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. Nivasatu Nityamrihamrita Nindini. Nivasatu Nityamrihamrita Nindini. Vindan Madhurima Saram. Vindan Madhurima Saram. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Man Manasa Madhukaram Arpaya. Nijapada Pankaja Makarande. Nijapada Pankaja Makarande. Krishna Deva Bhavantu Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Translation, please. O Lord Shri Krishna, more volume, please. O Lord Shri Krishna, I am offering a prayer unto you. Please let the bee of my mind be offered to the nectarian honey of your lotus feet. Although Brahma is full samadhi, cannot catch a glimpse of even a ray of the effulgence from the tips of your toenails, still, O Achyuta, having heard of the waves of your astonishing mercy, I long to receive your grace. O Madhava, although I don't possess even a sesame seed of bhakti for you, still, by your inconceivable power, which makes the impossible possible, please fulfill the desires of my heart. Hey Sanatana, because your lotus feet are filled with such wonderful rasa, let the bee of my mind always reside unwaveringly in that nectar which puts everything else to shame. For they are the essence of all sweetness. This is my only prayer. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Bhavantam Vande. Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ji ki, Sriman Mahaprabhu ki, Shri Pancha Tattva ki, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev ki, Go Premanande, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Go Premanande. Please give your attention to the Jumbotron. Namashreshtam Manamapi Shachiputram Matra Sarupam Shri Rupam Tasya Grajamurupariam Ashturim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaramoho Radhika Maravasham Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi. He Guru Gyanada Dinabandho Swananda Data Koranaika Sindo Vrindavana Sina Hitavata Prasida Radha Pranaya Prachara. I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master. by whose causeless mercy I have obtained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, the service of the son of Shachi Mata, the association of Srila Sarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, and his older brother Sanatan Goswami, the supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, the divine Radha Kund and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Shri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the bliss, and you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you are preaching the divine love of Radha for Krishna. Please be kind upon me. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which you can attain pure devotional service. I bow down lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Shri Guru Charana, Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Bando Mui Savadhanamate, Bando Mui Savadhanamate, Jahara Prashari Bhai Bhava Toriya Jahara. Jara Prashari Bhai He Bhavaturiya Jai. Krishna Bhakti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Shite Te Koriya Oikya. Padma Vakya Chite Te Koriya Oikya. Anakori Ho mane asha. Arna kore ho mane asha. Shri Guru Charane Rati Eshe Uttama Gati. Shri Guru Charane Rati Eshe Uttama Gati. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Chakudan dilo jai janme janme Prabhu se. Chakudan dilo jai janme janme Prabhu se. Divya Gyan Hre Prakashita. Divya Gyan Hre Prakashita. Prema Bhakti Daha Hoite Abhija Vinasa Jate. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Abhija Vinasa Jate. Mere Gai Jahara Charita. Mere Gai Jahara Charita. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Atama Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Atama Janara Bandhu. Lokana Lokera Jivana. Lokana Lokera Jivana. Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Parachaya. Ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Parachaya. Ebe Jashu Shikti Bhuvana. Ebe Jashu Shikti Bhuvana. Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya De Amore Parachaya. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Srimate Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dechatarine. The other Hindi one, not Sham Sham Sham, but the other one. Bajare Gopala. The one Shamalangi made a PowerPoint of it. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. But before that, Kali Kukur. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Kali Kukur Kadham Jadi Chao Hai. Bengalis, any Bengalis? Bengali? Give her the mic. Tell us the first line.
Koli kukur kodam jodi chahore. Kali.
Translation, yeah. What does it mean?
Oh, mini.
Bengalis.
Kali means Kali Jug, and kukur is dog. And kadam is mad. No, mad. Is sad. Mad person.
If you want to make a dog like Kali cry, Kali kukur kadon jodi chao hai.
Jadi chao hoy.
Koli jugo pavano, koli bhoy nashono, Sri Shochi Nandano gao hai. Then chant the name of Sri Chatinandan, the son of Shachi Mata, who is the deliverer in the Kali Yuga and destroyer of the fear of Kali Yuga.
Kali Juga Pavana Koli Boya Nashana Shri Chatinandana Gao Hey. Radhar Madhan Nitaya Pranadhan Advaita Prapujita Gora. Nimani Vishwambhar Srinivasishwar Bhakta Samuha Chitta Chora. Nariya Shashadhar Mayapurishwar Nam Pravatana Shura. Grihi Jana Shikshaka Nyasi Kula Nayaka Madhava Radha Bhava Pura. Sarvabhauma Shodana Gajapati Tarana Ramananda Poshana Veera. Rupananda Vardhana Sanatana Palana Haridas Modana Dhira. Brajaras Bhavana Dushamata Shatana Kapati Vighatana Kama. Shuddha Bhakta Palana Shuksha Jnana Tarana Chala Bhakti Dushana Rama. Kali kukur karan jadi chao hai. Kali Juga Pavana Koli Bhoy Nashana Shri Shachinandana Gao Hey. Sharabanjan Hey, Sharabanjan Hey. Sharabanjan Hey, Sharabanjan Hey. Nadiya Gudru mein Nityananda Mahajan. Patiyat Shenam Hata Jivara Karan. Sharavan Jan Hey, Sharavan Jan Hey. Sharavan Jan Hey, Sharavan Jan Hey. Prabhu Ragnai Bhai Magiye Dikha. Prabhu Ragnai Bhai Magiye Dikha. Bolo Krishna, Bajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. Bolo Krishna, Bajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. Aparada Shuna Hoy Loy Krishna Nam. Aparada Shuna Hoy Loho Krishna Nam. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Pran. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Pran. Krishna ra samsara koro chari anacha. Krishna ra samsara koro chari anacha. Jive doya Krishna nam sarva dharma sa. Jive doya Krishna nam sarva dharma sa. Nariya Godru mein Nityananda Mahajan. Nariya Godru mein Nityananda Mahajan. Hare Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madan Mohan. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Shri Rup Sanatana Bhatta Raguna. Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raguna. H.I. Gosai Kori Charana Vana. Jaha Hoite Vignanash Abhishta Puran. H.I. Gosai Jaramuita Das. Tansavara Pararinu Mora Panchagra. Tanvera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivar. चरणे जनन में होए अभिलाष H.I. गोसाई जबे ब्रजे कुलबास राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला कोयला प्रकाश श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला कोयला प्रकाश बोलो आनंदे बोलो हरि भज वृंदावन बोलो आनंदे बोलो हरि भज वृंदावन श्री गुरु वैष्णव पदे मज नियमन श्री गुरु वैष्णव पद पद्म कोरियास हरि नाम संकीर्तन कहे नर कमोदास Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. No swing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhajan, bhajan. Bhajare. Hey! Radha Govinda Gopala Hare. Bhajare. Hey! Radha Govinda Gopala Hare. कृष्णा जिनका नाम है गोकुला जिनका दाम है ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है यशोदा जिनका मैया है नंद जी बपाया है ऐसे श्री गोपाल को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है राधा जिनका जया है अद्भुत जिनका मैया है ऐसे श्री घनश्याम को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है Luta luta radi makan na kayo Wala bala sangha denu charayo ऐसे लीला दाम को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है दाम को मेरे द्रुपद सुत को लज्जा बचायो ग्रह से गज को पंदा छुड़ायो तो प्रेमानंदे ऐसे कृपा दाम को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है Guru Pandava ko Yudhavanchayo Arjuna ko Upadesha Shonayo Bolo, bolo ऐसे दीनानाथ को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है Bhajare Hey Radha Govinda Gopala Hare Oh Bhajare Hey Radha Govinda Gopala Hare Radhe Govinda Oh Radhe Gopala Bhajare Hey Radha Govinda Gopala Hare Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Radha Shama Sundar, slide, slide. Radha Gopinatha, slide. Bhajare, hey, Radha Govinda Gopala Hare. Turn it. Radhe Govinda, Radhamana Mohan, Radha Madhava,
Radha Banki Bihari,
Radha Bank Bihari,
Radha Damodar,
Radha Damodara,
Radha Giridhari,
Radha Giridhari, Radha Gokulananda,
Radha Gopinatha,
Radha Gopinatha,
Radha Madan Mohan,
Radha Chirko Gopinatha, Radha Kunja Vihari, can't hear you.
Radha Mandanishwar, Radha Nila Madhava,
Radha Nila Madhava,
Radha Ras Bihari,
Radha Ras Bihari,
Radha Govinda, Gandharvika Giridhari,
Gandharvika Giridhari,
Radha Madan Mohan,
Radha Nila Madhava,
Radha Nila Madhava,
Radha Nila Madhava,
Radha Shama Sundar,
Radha Parishishvara,
Radha Partha Sarathi,
Radha Parthasarthi,
Radha Radhanatha,
Radha Radhanatha,
Radha Ramana,
Radha Ramana,
Radha Ras Bihari,
Radha Radha Shamu Sundar, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Rukmini Dwarkadish, Kishore Kishori, Radha Govinda, Radha Kalachandji, Bhajare, hey, Radha Govinda Gopala Hare, hey, Radha Govinda, Bhajare, hey, Radha Govinda Gopala Hare. ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है ऐसे श्री भगवान मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम ऐसे श्री ज्ञान श्याम को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है ज्ञान श्याम को बारंबार प्रणाम है Nitai Gora Haribo, Ibo, Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Thai Gold Premanande Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Prevajagacharya Stotra Shishima Abhay Charanara Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Prevajagacharya Stotra Shishima Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Ananta Gudi Vaishnavindi ki jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita, Radhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gokapinath, Shamakun, Radhakun, Giri Govardhan ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki. Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham ki. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki. Jamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki. Samveda Bhaktivinoda ki. Shri Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav ki. All glories to some devotees. All glories to the some devotees. All glories to some devotees. Go pray Manande Haribo the Haribo. You know how to tune a drum up? Just make sure Mukharvan doesn't put it too close to the heat. Jaya Radha Mahava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Ballabha Giri Varadhari Gopi Janna Ballabha Giri Varadhari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janarandana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janarandana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janarandana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Tenth canto, first part. Daigo Premanande. Now, before we go much further, because many of you are engineers and all of you are smarter than the way above average people, could you just make sure that this the seating arrangement right now is organized in the best way possible? Okay, you're standing up. Go ahead. You oversee the operation, Harivamsha. Just stand up for a minute and make sure we're flush, because we may be here for a little while, and other people may come in. So defragmentation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're continuing our reading of the Srimad Bhagavatam. We're on Canto 10, Chapter 8. Lord Krishna shows the universal form. And today we're starting off at text number 1. Shri Shukuvacha Garga Purohito Rajan Yadhunam Samahatapa Vrajam Jagamanandasya Vasudeva Prachodita. Someone? Shishukuvacha
Garga Purohito Rajan
Garga Purohito Rajan
Yadunam Sumahatapaha
Yadunam Sumahatapa
Vrajam Jagamanandasya
Vrajam Jagamanandasya
Vasudeva Prachoditaha
Vasudeva Vaishnavis
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Shri Shuka Vacha
Garga Purohito Rajan
Garga Purohito Rajan
Yadunam Sumahatapaha
Yadunam Sumahatapa
Vrajam Jagamanandasya
Vrajam Jagamanandasya
Vasudeva Prachoditaha
Vasudeva Prachodita Shri Shuka Uvacha Shri Shukadev Goswami said, Gargaha, Gargamuni, Purohita, the priest, Rajan, O King Parikshit, Yadhunam, of the Yadu dynasty, Sumahatapa, highly elevated in austerity and penance, Vrajam, to the village known as Vrajabhumi. Jagama went. Nandasya of Maharaj Nanda. Vasudeva Prachodita, being inspired by Vasudeva. Translation, Shukadev Goswami said, Shukadev Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, namely Gargamuni, who was highly elevated in austerity and penance, was then inspired by Vasudeva to go see Nanda Maharaj at his home. Text 2. When Nanda Maharaj saw Gargamuni present at his home, Nanda was so pleased that he stood up to receive him with folded hands. Although seeing Gargamuni with his eyes, Nanda Maharaj could appreciate that Gargamuni was adhoksaja. That is, he was not an ordinary person seen by material senses. When Gargamuni had been properly received as a guest and was very comfortably seated, Nanda Maharaj submitted with gentle and submissive words. Dear sir, because you are a devotee, you're full in everything, yet my duty is to serve you. Kindly order me. What can I do for you? 4. O my Lord, O great devotee, persons like you move from one place to another, not for their own interests, but for the sake of poor-hearted grahastas, householders. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another. Srila Prabhupada's purport. As factually stated by Nanda Maharaj, Gargamuni, being a devotee, had no needs. Similarly, when Krishna comes, he has no needs, for he is Purna, Atmarama. Nonetheless, he descends to this material world to protect the devotees and vanquish miscreants. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatuskritam. This is the mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and devotees also have the same mission. One who executes this mission of para upakar, performing welfare activities for people in general, is recognized by Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as being very, very dear to him. Na chatasman manusheshu kashchin me priyakritamaha. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised this parupakar. He has especially advised the inhabitants of India. Bharata bhumete hoila manusha janmaja janmasarta kari karapur upakar. One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharatavarsha, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. On the whole, the duty of a pure Vaishnava devotee is to act for the welfare of others. Nanda Maharaj could understand that Gargamuni had come for this purpose and that his own duty now was to act according to Gargamuni's advice. Thus he said, "Please tell me what is my duty." This should be the attitude of everyone, especially the householder. The Varnashrama society is organized into 8 divisions: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. Nanda Maharaj represented himself as Grihinam, a householder. A brahmachari factually has no needs, but grihi, householders, are engaged in sense gratification. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 244, Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam taya prahita chetasam. Everyone has come to this material world for sense gratification. And the position of those who are too attached to sense gratification and who therefore accept the Grahastha ashrama is very precarious. Since everyone in this material world is searching for sense gratification, Grahasthas are required to be trained as Mahat, great Mahatmas. Therefore, Nanda Maharaj specifically used the word Mahad Vichalanam. Gargamuni had no interest to serve by going to Nanda Maharaj. He had no interest to serve by going to Nanda Maharaj, but Nanda Maharaj, as a Grahastha, was always perfectly ready to receive instructions from a Mahatma to gain the real benefit in life. Thus, he was ready to execute Gargamuni's orders. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katahmayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Namaum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Varshabhana Videvi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Pravave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sakchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bomestvam Nirdesa Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhoma Shri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vanshakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavarinyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tviche Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Jayatam Suratau Pangor Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvasva Padambojao Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vrindaranya Kalpadrumada Shimad Ratnagara Singhasanastau Shimad Radha Shila Govinda Devao Prishtali Bisevyamanus Madami Shimandra Sarasaram Pi Am Shiva Tatatastitaha Karshan Venu Swanir Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So Krishna is compared to a blazing fire in the Shastras, as mentioned. And the living entities are like tiny sparks. When the spark becomes separated from the fire, it can't sustain itself. And depending on where the spark lands, it will respond in various ways. If it lands on a bog or marsh, then it will be extinguished. If it lands on a neutral place, it may last for some time, but it lands on some dry grass, it can ignite. In the same way, the living entities who are separated from Krishna are in various conditions of life according to the modes of nature. The ignorance mode being like a bog, and passion is more like a slab of cement, or sometimes described as smoky. And then the mode of sattva is like that dry grass, or as said in another analogy in the Bhagavatam, Partivad dharano dumas tasmaragnis trayimayaha tamasastu rajas tasmat sattvam yad brahmadarshanam. That ignorance is like the raw wood, and passion is like smoke, and fire is the sattva gun. Fire you can use very handily. And in the Gita, Krishna says, Purusha prakritisto hi bhunkte prakriti jangunan karanam gunasangosya sarasadyoni janmasu. As separated parts and parcels of Krishna, as we wander through the material world, our various good and bad fortunes are determined by how we associate with these three modes. If one associates with the lower modes of nature, then one will inevitably attain what we say is bad fortune. One will be in a suffering condition of life. Mode of passion means intense desires and work and longings. And mode of goodness means that one can begin one's investigation into the possibility that I'm not my body, but I'm something separate from the body. So the entire material world is provided for living entities who are wayward. That is, they have a seed of desire in their heart for material enjoyment. And Krishna provides this playground through which the living entities can explore 8,400,000 species of life. However, it's not the Lord's intention that the living entity should stay in the material world. In fact, He's always eager for each living entity to come back to the spiritual world and enjoy. There is no enjoyment in the material world. That's an important factor to consider. So don't even try it. The Bhagavatam says, Dharmasya hyapavargasya nartarto yopakalpate dharmasya dharmaikantasya kamalabhaya hi smita. That if you advance yourself through the process of dharma and you get some reward materially, don't use it for sense gratification, but use it to inquire about the Supreme Absolute Truth. Next verse says, Kamasya nendriya pritir labo jivete yavata jivasya tattva jignasya narto yash jeha karmabhi. Life's desire should never be aimed at gratifying the senses. Rather, one should use whatever material facility one gets to inquire about the Supreme Absolute Truth. Ask the question, who am I and what is my relationship with the Supreme? And this is the actual purpose of creation. Of course, it has two purposes, as mentioned by the personified Vedas. When they're praying to the Lord, they say that the Lord's created this world for two reasons. One is to give living entities an opportunity to exhibit their desire for independence and try to enjoy separately from the Lord. And the other is that one becomes refined and regains his or her relationship with the Supreme and is able to go back to Godhead. So Krishna is much more in favor of the second. In fact, he extends himself in many different ways in order to encourage us to go back home, back to Godhead, and not languish here in the material world. So one of the ways that he does that is through his devotees. The devotees know that the purpose of Krishna is to give everyone an opportunity to go back to Godhead, but that Krishna stays neutral himself. As he says in the Gita, Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dvesho stinapriya e bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. Krishna says, I'm equal to every living entity, but if somebody worships me, then they enter into my realm. And I become very intimately connected with that person, and I reciprocate accordingly. Sometimes people say, why is God so cruel? But actually, he's the most merciful because he's offering us our heart's desire, whatever that may be. Just the other day, I was at a corporate program. There were about 320 people there who wanted to hear some topic we were speaking about. And I asked them if they went out in the courtyard of their complex and there was a tree that was known to be a wish-fulfilling tree. That is, if you sit under this tree, it will fulfill any desire that you have. Do you have it in mind? I asked them to keep it in mind, that they have the tree in mind. Can you visualize it? And now you walk out the door and there's the tree. Everybody knows it will fulfill any of your desires. You with us? So now you sit under the tree. Are you there? What do you want? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? I see some of you praying very intensely, but it's something that I suggested to our audience I may not think about. I may go through a whole day not thinking about what I really want. What is the purpose of life? If somebody asked me, sit under that tree right now, it's a wish-fulfilling tree, ask whatever you want, what would I say? Am I prepared for that? Everyone in the audience shook their heads like, I don't know, what should I ask for? We should have a seminar about this and what we should ask for. So Krishna says, I fulfill the desires of every living entity, and have been doing so since time immemorial. Which verse is that from the Sri Upanishad? Somebody from our Pandit circle, please take the mic. Oh, I know who can answer that. Anushri, it's your favorite verse.
Saparya gachchakram akaham avranam asnaviram shuddham apapavidham kavir manishi paribhu svayambhur yatha tatra toratan vedadak chasvati bhyasamabhya.
Bravo. So what part of that verse was I referring to? You can call a friend. Pandits always help each other out. That's part of what happens when you're in the Pandit circle.
Chasvatibhya samabhya.
Means?
Time immemorial.
Has been doing what?
Fulfilling desires.
Of whom?
All living entities.
All living entities. Okay. Put it all together in one statement. You be the spokesperson, Gita Priya. Hold that right to your chin. That's what spokespeople do. Go for it.
The Lord has been fulfilling everyone's desires since time immemorial.
That is correct. That is a correct statement, and it's absolutely true. And we know that because it's in the Sri Upanishad. Correct? Pundits? Say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, confirmed. So Krishna has been fulfilling the desire of every living entity since a time immemorial. So it's not Krishna's fault that one suffers in the material world, but because my desire is retrograde, therefore I put myself in disadvantaged situations. So the process of Krishna consciousness means to get refinement of my desires. And I can best do that, as mentioned in this verse, by association with Mahatmas. This is mentioned throughout the Shastra, that the way in which one can transfer one's desires from material desires to spiritual desires is by association with Mahatmas. For instance, Mahat Sevam Dwara Mahurva Muktes Tamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam Mahantas Te Samachita Prasanta Vimanyavak Surida Sadavoye. Who knows this verse? Who knows where it's from? Fifth canto. Fifth canto, first chapter. It's Rishabhadev's prayer. 5.5. It's 5.5.2. 5.5.2. This verse says that the gateway, the dwaram, is a seva to the Mahatmas, to great souls. So if you serve great souls, then you open up the gateway to the spiritual world. And in this verse we find today that there's a relationship between Vasudeva and Gargamuni. Vasudeva, in the position of a grihastha, is playing the role of a very humble person, and Gargamuni, as the learned Brahmin, has come there, and Vasudeva is inquiring from him very submissively. And where in the Gita does Krishna say that this is the process to come to full knowledge? Okay, microphone.
Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina.
So mine that verse for us a little bit.
In order to know the absolute truth, one should approach a saintly person with submission, humility, and do some service for him. And that way we can...
Yeah, these are like 3 gems. You want to make a necklace? Or you can make a bracelet out of this one. A bracelet. And you can put 3 beautiful gems on it. So, first one, pranipat, means the way of submission. If you become submissive, you offer yourself without any thinking that I already know something. Pranipat, that I'm empty so you can fill me up with knowledge. And then, pariprashnena, relevant inquiries. This is not so easy. For instance, if I say right now, do you have any questions? Everyone will take a minute, goes like, I don't know if I have any questions. It's not so easy to have questions But when you're intensely engaged in devotional service, or any discipline for that matter, if you practice intensely when your Mridanga teacher tells you to practice, then you'll come back to the next session with a lot of questions because you'll realize there are things that you don't know. So when we're intensely engaged in devotional service, we tend to develop more questions, relevant questions about how do I make advancement in devotional service. So this is pariprashnena. One should be ready to ask such relevant questions. And then sevaya means that one should serve such a person as we see Vasudeva serving Gargamuni. In the mood of service, what happens if you serve a great soul? The saffron particles from their heart, Celis.
They become happy, and the saffron particles from their heart, it gets transferred to ours.
That's very poetical. Can you tell us where you got that?
The secrets of devotion, of how to do it, and how the process of devotion works is actually in the heart of a pure devotee. So simply by serving them, they teach us through their words and through their actions of how to do devotional service in this world and how to navigate.
Yeah, and
problems.
as you were saying, when a pure devotee speaks, the vibration touches Krishna's lotus feet, where there are saffron particles. Then the sound vibration becomes mixed with the saffron particles from the lotus feet of the Lord. And when you hear it, it has a different quality. On the other hand, if you listened to somebody who's materially motivated, who actually wants to stay in the material world, who's making a livelihood out of teaching devotional service as his main purpose, then Sanatana Goswami says, Avaishnava makon girnam putam harikatam britam shravanam naivat kartavyam sarpochistam yatapaya, which means that he's a warning, don't listen to people who are materially motivated. Even if they're giving the same information, the effect will be different because it becomes contaminated with this other motive that the person has. So as indicated in this purport today, it's very important to submissively inquire from advanced devotees. Does anybody remember anything else from the purport? Yes. Go ahead.
I just had a question, Prabhu. Is it okay to ask?
Yes.
You just mentioned how the effect will be different if we listen from a materially motivated person. So, but in our day-to-day life, we do hear from them. So, most of the time we hear from them more than we hear from a Vaishnava. So, from a pure devotee. So, how does that affect? Like how do we avoid that?
Day-to-day life is different from sitting and inquiring from someone about the absolute truth or listening to a talk on Srimad Bhagavatam. Day-to-day life means that we have duties to do. Am I correct? And while you're there, you have to have exchanges of knowledge and information and even pleasantries. And in those cases, because one has to do one's duty, one's mood is different. For instance, someone says, you should do this, you should do that. Do they ever say that? Yeah. Then you say, yes, sir, very good, sir. Thank you very much. And you go on with your duty. But when one's listening to spiritual discourse, one's opening one's heart and mind to that particular vibration. So the Shastra says, be very aware of who your source is and who's speaking it and what their motive is. Because in those situations, not only will the speaker have an effect, but also the kinds of associates that the person has and what happens in the intermission, everyone talking about a particular concept of the absolute. For instance, if someone thinks God is impersonal, and the teacher thinks that way also, then most of the students will think in that way. And as one is discussing with those who are also attending these kinds of lectures, then one will be absorbing that kind of association. So it just means that we're highly susceptible to our environment and to what we hear. So in times when we're not doing our official duty, we should be selective in how we hear, who we hear from, because that will determine how much we're able to advance in spiritual practice, the quality of the sound vibration that we hear. Yes, Prabhu. Sundarananda.
I just recollected this verse, Sushusho Shraddhadanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi Sayan Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punya Tirtha Nishevanan, in relation to how by serving the great souls one gets the path or the door to liberation opens, which is one gets the taste for hearing about Krishna Katha.
Isn't that amazing? That's the first in the series of verses that Prabhupada and others like Jiva Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explain the progressive path of devotional service. And that means that if one serves an advanced devotee, then one will naturally develop a taste for hearing about Krishna. And this is the sign that one's advancing in devotional service. As mentioned by Prithu Maharaj, a devotional service which is not contaminated, it's above the modes of material nature, has a particular quality. Lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya hitaritam. He says when it's nirgunasya, it's not affected by the modes of material nature. He says madguna shruti matrena mai sarva guhashaya manogatir avichina yata gangam basum budao. Lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya hidaritam ahaituki avyavahita ya bhakti purushottame. This means that upon hearing the subject matters about Krishna or by Krishna, one's mind becomes immediately attracted. And he says poetically, yata gangam basom budao. Just as the Ganga, it flows down to the sea and nothing can stop it. You can dam it up, but sooner or later it'll go around, underneath, over, or it'll break the dam, make it down there. But it goes. And in the same way, when our minds become purified by service to the Vaishnavas, then naturally they want to hear about Krishna more and more. The mind becomes attracted to hearing about the form, name, qualities of Krishna. And this, Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya, this is the quality, the quintessential quality of pure devotional service, that you have an intense desire to hear about Krishna. And it is haituki avyavahita. It's unmotivated and uninterrupted. It goes on constantly, no stoppage. Not that I want to stop and see a movie, because now I'm exhausted from hearing about Krishna, so I want something else. But one can tell that one's spiritual enthusiasm has become piqued by service and association, by the intensity of one's desire to hear. So, Shushu Shro Shradhanasya Vasudeva Kata Ruchi. Ruchi means taste. And one day, Prabhupada in Los Angeles, he stayed there for several months at a time because he found it favorable for translating his books there. And he said to the devotees in the assembly, devotees would be packed into the temple room, kind of like this, every day, listening to the Bhagavatam class. And Prabhupada then stopped partway through the class and he said, "This is Ruchi." He said, "Practically I say the same thing every day." He said, "But you come back every day and listen." He said, "This is Ruchi. This is taste. You have a taste for hearing." So if you notice that taste increasing, that I want to come back, I want to hear. Somebody says, "Let's go to the ball game." You say, "But there's a class going on. I can't miss the ball game." Ball game. And so this means ruchi, means taste. And one gets this favorable condition, the most favorable condition one can attain by service to the Mahatmas, just as we see here. Question? Comment? Okay? Everyone all right? You're better than all right. You're way above all right. Okay, text number 5. O great saintly person, you have compiled the astrological knowledge
by which one can understand past and present unseen things. By the strength of this knowledge, any human being can understand what he has done in his past life and how it affects his present life. This is known to you. So this Vasudeva is specifically, the context is that his child was recently born, and now this is what one does in this culture at the time of birth, is give a name to the child, and also look at the astrological chart, say what are the proclivities of the child, what periods of life are likely to be accented by particular things. And Gargamuni, a very powerful pundit and astrologer, now he's asking the right person about this. So here's the purport. The word destiny is now defined. Unintelligent persons do not understand the meaning of life. Who do not understand the meaning of life are like animals. Animals do not know the past, present, and future of life, nor are they able to understand it. But a human being can understand this if he is sober. Therefore, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 2:13, dhiras tatra namuhyati. A sober person is not bewildered. The simple truth is that although life is eternal, in this material world one changes from one body to another. Foolish people, especially in this age, do not understand this simple truth. Krishna says, Dehinosmin yata dehe kumaram yovanam jara tata dehansara praptir tiras tatra nabhuyati. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. Krishna, the greatest authority, says that the body will change, and as soon as the body changes, one's whole program of work changes also. I read that again. It may sound ordinary, banal, but actually consider the fact that your whole program of work gets changed when you change your body. It says, and as soon as the body changes, one's whole program of work changes also. You get reassigned. Today I am a human being or a great personality, but with a little deviation from nature's law, I shall have to accept a different type of body. Today I am a human being, but tomorrow I may become a dog. And then whatever activities I have performed in this life will be a failure. This simple truth is now rarely understood, but one who is a dhira can understand this. Those in this material world for material enjoyment should know that because their present position will cease to exist, they must be careful in how they act. This is also stated by Rishabhadeva. Nasadu manye yata atmano yam asan api kleshada asadeha. Although this body is temporary, as long as we have to live in this body, we must suffer. Whether one has a short life or a long life, one must suffer the threefold miseries of material life. Therefore, any gentleman, dhira, must be interested in Jyotish, astrology. Nanda Maharaj was trying to take advantage of the opportunity afforded by Gargamuni's presence, for Gargamuni was a great authority in this knowledge of astrology, by which one can see the unseen events of past, present, and future. It is the duty of a father to understand the astrological position of his children and do what is needed for their happiness. Now, taking advantage of the opportunity afforded by the presence of Gargamuni, Nanda Maharaj suggested that Gargamuni prepare a horoscope for Nanda's two sons, Krishna and Balaram. Oh, what a horoscope that's going to be. Do you have any comments or questions about the purport? Yes. And somebody just called in immediately to ask a question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I was just meditating on that line that when you have changes, one's whole program may get changed, and I was thinking how much that's even true in one's particular life. If the health changes, and maybe one particular service one cannot do, the whole program may change, and even if there are psychological changes, the whole program may get changed. So it's quite tenuous situation even in this life.
Yes, very much so. Always changing, and sometimes somebody's a big shot, has a lot of money, influence, and then they go to jail, and their program changes. Because now, like, you have a different duty now. Now your duty is to sit here and pay the price to society. And we don't have that much say over it. Even those who are very careful about the way they move through the world will find themselves in various situations in life. We're in many ways quite helpless about that. And definitely, as the body changes, you find yourself with different duties. As a child, your duty is play hard. Then you got to go to school. And then later on, you have to work hard so you can pay the bills. And then you got to work hard so you don't die. And it goes on and on. Yes?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
It was nice to hear how this material world has been created by Krishna for two reasons. One is to allow us to fulfill our propensity for material enjoyment, and the second one to refine ourselves, and he wants us to take the second one.
Yes, and consider the fact that Krishna is providing for every living entity on a material level. If you look around, just as Jesus said, he told his disciples, go look at the field and watch the birds and see how all their needs are being fulfilled naturally. So in a similar way, living entities, by the arrangement of the Supreme, are given all facilities materially. For instance, right now, we have nice air we can breathe. And we're given this body as a facility too. It's held together quite seamlessly for the most part. I mean, there are parts that fall, warranties run out here and there. But still, it's quite a nice little robot. You can move around and do stuff, pick things up, taste things, do whatever you want. And so similarly, Krishna also fulfills the spiritual desires. When somebody has a desire to understand Krishna, then in the Gita, Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam tanami puti yogam tam yenamam upayantite. When somebody really wants to know me, then I enliven that person from within the heart. And furthermore, he gives all kinds of association. He arranges, for instance, with the little boy, Dhruva Maharaj, he was 5 years old, and when he left the house, his main objective was to find God because he wanted revenge against his father. But still, Krishna made an arrangement that he met a guru, Narada Muni, because he had such an intense desire. And Prabhupada brings up the point that Narada Muni had overheard his conversation with his mother, and then asked the question, how is it, if he wasn't there, how he overheard it? And one of the answers he gives is that Krishna is within everyone's heart, and he notices what your desires are. And if specifically you want to know him, and you want to know the absolute truth, then he makes arrangements for you. Just as a moth, it's born, it's provided its food. So why wouldn't he fulfill the desires of the living entities who are sincerely inquiring about the purpose of life? Yes. Yes.
Prabhu, I was just thinking of one of the reflections that you were talking about, that Kalpavriksha tree.
Did you decide what you want?
I've been doing a lot of research about mind and thinking about all the books possible, reading and trying to understand. So I was just thinking that I felt that the secret of all the secrets is just to control, not just, but to control the mind. And I was thinking that if I have a chance to sit under the Kalpavriksha tree, I would surely pray to Krishna that I want to be able to use my mind to just only think about you. All my thoughts should be filled about serving Krishna and Radharani. And if that's there, then it doesn't matter if the robotic body falls, gives way. You're not connected to it anyway.
Pretty good. First person I've heard take a stand on this one. I like it too. That's very nice to ask. What a prayer. Please let me be able to fix my mind on you. Yeah. The mind is
tricky. It has an intuitive part and also a deeper reasoning part. And it's known to be either a friend or an enemy. If we're able to remember Krishna by regulating our mind and thinking of Krishna and developing a taste, then it becomes our friend. Otherwise, it's our enemy. And at any time, it can put us in a disadvantaged situation.
I was also thinking about the article written by Chaitanya Sharan Prabhu on that. He mentions that how we have, if we are not in the temple, now I'm able to talk directly to all devotees. But if I was at home, I would probably call on a telephone. And a telephone is needed only if I am not here in person. So he's comparing the telephone to be the mind. So material mind is needed. So when you go to the spiritual world, you don't need that material mind because you're directly in contact. So that explanation was so beautiful. So I was just thinking that, yeah, it's just that, because you have to improve your consciousness to such an extent that you don't need the material mind.
Thank you. Very important.
A question, Prabhu. How
is from online?
No, here.
Oh, this is you. Yes. Okay. No telephone.
I was really surprised how Prabhupada says that any gentleman, Dhira, must be interested in astrology because no matter what we do, death is certain and like sometimes it feels that it's better not to know because you can just depend on Krishna for everything. But then people put so much complexities and things like that. So how do we take this? How Dhira?
It's a practical matter. It's just like if you're going to Toronto, you want to know what's the weather in Toronto. And so you look and you see on your phone, and it'll say it's going to rain. So then what do? And you bring a raincoat and bring shoes that will stand up to a flood. So the same way, Pradyumna asked Prabhupada, he said, Prabhupada, how does astrology fit into our Siddhanta? Or he said, is it in our Siddhanta? And Prabhupada said, no. He said, but if you know it's going to rain, you take an umbrella. So really, in these pastimes, when there are material sciences being employed in the Leela of Krishna, it's a very sweet thing because actually Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played around with this because an astrologer came to his house and he said, Mahaprabhu asked him, Nimai, he said, tell me, read my chart, tell me what. So the astrologer looked at his chart, because so Nimai Pandit, he's an incarnation of Krishna. So his chart will be something amazing. When the astrologers, there are different kinds of astrologers also. Some of them are, they develop a kind of an intuitive sense and also deep kind of mystical insights. Like in Prashna, there's a way in which people answer questions and they calculate what your question is before you even ask it. I've been to one of these people. When I was a complete skeptic, I was living in South India, and one of my friends was studying astrology from this Prashna master. And I said, oh, that's all right, I'm not interested. No, you come, I'll bring you in, you listen. So there was a big line of people waiting to get in, and I went there. He said, first you write your questions on a piece of paper, put it in your pocket. So I went in there with my 3 questions. And sat down. He did a bunch of notations and everything like that, and he told me what my questions were. I didn't even care about the answers, to be honest. Anyway, there are material sciences, and there are also some mystic powers that people can develop to understand something, some little thing about how the material nature works and so forth. But in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when the astrologer came, Mahaprabhu said, so tell me, what was I in my last life? And so the astrologer began looking, and he was stunned. He saw, Krishna, you're the absolute truth. He's the source of all material and spiritual energies, and the controller of both the material and spiritual world. He saw the devas coming, offering prayers and so forth.
So he came back to Mahaprabhu after he'd done this reading and said, "You're the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I've seen it very clearly." And Mahaprabhu said, "You must be mistaken, because I know in my last life I was a cowherd boy." And because I worshipped cows, it was very pious. I got this birth in a Brahmin family in my next life. There are various rituals also. We'll hear Yashoda was performing in different ways, purificatory rites and so on. And in relationship to Krishna, these things are all sweet. But as far as our Siddhanta goes, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a famous astrologer, but he didn't integrate that into the presentation of the Siddhanta, although it gives some perspective of how the energies of the material world are working, how fantastic are the energies of the Lord. And as a practical matter, if you see something, then you can take advantage of it to a certain degree. But devotees ultimately, as mentioned in the end of the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Naite Sriti Partha Janan Yogi Muyati Kashchana Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjana. And that means it's a culmination of the instructions Krishna is giving about various times at which the yogis try to leave the world, to calculate, leave this time, leave that time, and in general, calculating how to do things, and to do it most auspiciously. But Krishna says the devotees, although they know these two paths, they're never bewildered because they're always engaged in devotional service. They're not so much concerned with that. Another verse that would apply to that is Narayanak Paraksarvena Kutaschana Bhibhiti Swarga Pavarga Narakeshu Apitul Yarta Darshina. For a person engaged in pure devotional service, heaven and hell are the same. Make no distinction, because wherever that person goes, he or she is engaged in the same service, with the same mood of bhakti, and doesn't see any differentiation, isn't concerned with what the external environment is. So one can take help and consult, but ultimately the devotees depend on Krishna. And the next verse says, "My Lord," this is Vasudeva speaking to Gargamuni, "you are the best of the Brahmanas, especially because you are fully aware of the Jyoti Shastra, the astrological science. Therefore, you are naturally the spiritual master of every human being. This being so, since you have kindly come to my house, kindly execute the reformatory activities for my two sons." Purport: the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4:13, "Chatur varnyam maya shrishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha." The four varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, must be present in society. The Brahmanas are required for the guidance of the whole society. If there is no such institution as Varnashrama Dharma, and if human society has no such guide as the Brahmana, human society will be hellish. In the Kali Yuga, especially at the present moment, there is no such thing as a real Brahmana, and therefore society is in a chaotic condition. Formerly, there were qualified Brahmanas, but at present, although there are certainly persons who think themselves Brahmanas, they actually have no ability to guide society. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore very much eager to reintroduce the Varnashram system into human society, so that those who are bewildered or less intelligent will be able to take guidance from qualified Brahmanas. There's a sort of a replica of this idea we have in our modern society, in which university professors have tenure. It means that when you reach a certain position of trustworthiness in your job as a professor, then you're given the assurance that no matter what you teach, no matter what you say, you won't be fired. You can't be fired. Of course, I've seen recently, it's sometimes reversed. But when my parents, they were both professors, I remember it was a big topic about whether you were tenured or not.
And they were, if you had tenure, then basically you're free to teach. Brahmanas are supposed to have the freedom to teach without being persecuted in any way. And they're very necessary for somebody who's not being paid by anybody else. Even nowadays, I see politicians, some of them are advertising, I don't take any PAC money. That means they don't take any money from these huge corporations where they're actually bought and sold. So people will then consider what they're presenting. Oh, hi, Bhaktivatsal. With presenting that it could be more truthful because they're not owned by anybody. They don't owe anybody a favor. This is the idea of Brahmins. They're supposed to be avowedly truthful, completely pure. They don't have any possessions, so they don't have a chip in the game. So they're not really interested in anything except for the truth. That's the qualification of Brahmanas. So when you have Brahmanas don't want to rule anything, but they give advice to those who do have that spirit of rulership. And so it's extremely important to have Brahmanas. So in the scheme of Varnashrama, everything in the world comes from Krishna originally. Shloka book, look up 11th canto. What are the two verses that talk about how the Varnashram comes from the Supreme Person? Ya Esha Purusham Sakshat Mukha Bahuru Parebhya Purushasyasamai Saha Chatvaro Jagnire Varna Gunai Vipra Daryo Pratak. This verse says that the four Varnas and ashrams emanate from the universal form of the Lord. So the entire creation is Krishna, and there's a universal form. So Mukha Bahuru Parebhya. So this is describing some from the face. Mukha Bahuru Parebhya Purushasya Shamai Saha Chatvaro Jagnire Varna Gunar Vipra Daryo Pratak. From the face comes the Brahmanas. Then from Mukha. No microphone. These are the last of our pundit circle? 1, 2. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Each of the 4 social orders headed by the Brahmanas was born through different combinations of the modes of nature, from the face, arms, thighs, and feet of the Supreme Lord in his universal form. Thus the 4 spiritual orders were also generated.
Yeah, so Mukha, Bahu, Uru, Parebhya. So Mukha means that from the face, the head, the arms are the Kshatriyas, the waist is the Vaishyas, and the feet are the Shudras. We really don't want to do without any of those, right? But if you were going to pick one that you really couldn't do anything without, it's the head. We generally, if somebody attacks us, we generally don't lead with our head. The arms come out for protection. And if we want to go far distance, we don't walk on our head. So the head is especially important in society. There has to be a class of people who are developing truthfulness and who are not bought and sold by anyone else, so that they can tell the truth and they can teach straightforwardly. And the Kshatriyas, those who are ruling society, they're like the arms. They're meant to protect everybody so that they can do their duties properly. And those people are supposed to be informed by the Brahmanas so that they can be properly directed. The Vaishyas are very necessary because they take care of agriculture. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Anand bhavati bhutani, that food grains are vital for human society. As Prabhupada used to say, you can't eat nuts and bolts. Oftentimes, I think in a modern context, if I just have enough buildings around me and skyscrapers and so forth, hey, we're good. But actually, when it comes down to it, there are certain things you have to have. You have to have fruits, vegetables, grains. Otherwise, you can't survive. And the Shudras, it's really hard to find. Shudras are talented laborers. They know how to do stuff. They know how to fix things. They know how to make things.
And so all four are necessary. They're the parts of the body, but the brahmanas are especially important. Yes?
Oh, I was just remembering that in the Purusha Shukta as well, it is described how the four varnas are coming from the different parts of the Lord.
Let's do the verse. Let's hear it.
Brahmano osya mukhamasit bahura janyakritaha uru tatasya yat vaishyaha padbyagum shudro ajayata.
Yes. So this Purusha Shuktam is a prayer which is at the beginning of creation when the devas are doing a yajna and they're observing the universal form of the Lord. Nice application, good verse.
I was just thinking about the astrology thing, and astrologers usually, I've heard one of the astrologers who was a devotee was mentioning that you can use astrological charts to see about a child's inclination to take a particular occupation. So he had done a chart like that for some of us. So I was just thinking that we can, I mean, it's practical to use it so that, you know, if suppose a child is made to become a good businessman, then maybe go to an MBA school. If he's actually supposed to be good in teaching, then probably become a professor, things like that.
Yes, the very practical ways in which one can see how to position oneself to the greatest advantage in the material world. If you know it's going to rain, take an umbrella.
So I just had a question about astrology in context of, you know, the Vedic system where it's all, everything is related and integrated, so every part of life has a sacrifice or, you know, a puja that is done at that stage of life. So, you know, in the modern day, we don't really have this whole system and function together. And so, is it okay to that some, you know, parts such as astrology are taken so seriously, given that the whole system is not fully in place?
This is especially mentioned in the Bhagavatam, and Prabhupada emphasizes it throughout the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that we have fragmentary knowledge, we have less than qualified brahmanas, that by birth, the Shastra says, Kalo Shudra Sambhava, everyone's born in a disadvantaged situation. But Kalir Dosha Nidhe Rajan, Asti Hiku Mahadguna, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. Means that in the Kali Yuga, even though it's an ocean of faults, there's one good thing. And that is just by chanting the names of God, one can attain perfection. This is also mentioned by our recent acharyas, like Jiva Goswami says that even as we perform our various rituals, whatever they may be, it has to be preceded by and followed by the chanting of the holy names. Otherwise, it won't have effectiveness. So we don't, although we observe many of these kinds of things, and yes, because we understand that we have fragmentary knowledge and all the different departments don't fit together perfectly, then we depend mostly on the Panchatrikividi, which is a simplified way of following the worship of Krishna. The Vedic system is no longer possible in this age, but Panchatrikividi is a very much simplified way of worshiping Krishna, and the Bhagavat Marg, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and chanting Hare Krishna. And if one is engaged in those things, then, for instance, as far as livelihood goes, Prabhupada writes in one of his purports, as far as livelihood goes, one should be inventive. It's not so precise that, although you may find proclivities, you may also find some difficulty in getting trained in that way. But one way or another, you should find your way to continue your process of bhakti and maintain yourself somehow or other. Better if you can triangulate and find your right proclivities, just as much as finding out from good counseling how to conduct yourself in your career and so forth can be helpful. So any kind of advantage that we can get will help, but don't depend on it in Kali so much as the all in all. Yes? there. Okay, so if you have a bag that you've stored in the galleyway, in the breezeway, in the back, that's that little hallway back there. Then now's a good time to retrieve it and keep it with you, because we have a lot of guests starting to come in, and we need the space back there. So any inconvenience regretted, but if you have a bag, just bring it with you. I think I have mine, so I'm good. Okay. Yes, Sundarananda Prabhu. Is everyone satisfied? Okay? You're happy, right? Okay, good. Yes, Prabhu.
I just wanted to mention one verse which is from Bhagavatam. Ata pumbir duda shreshta varnashrama vibhagasaha swanastu tasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. So ultimately all the prescribed duties are meant to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even the varnashram system.
Yes, very important. So that's also the next verse, I think you found. It's right after the Mukhabahuruparebhya Purushasya Ya Esham Purusam Sakshad Atmam Prabhavam Ishvara Nabhajantya Vijananti Stanat Brasta Padantyata. This verse then goes on to say a similar thing, and that is that if you're in the Varnashram system, but you disrespect Krishna, and the full purpose of it is to samsadir haritoshanam, to please Krishna, then practically speaking, you'll fall down from your position. So nice application and good verse. Ata pumbir dvija shreshta varnashrama vibhagasha swanustistasya dharmasya samsadir haritoshanam. Haritoshanam means satisfying Hari, Krishna. That's the purpose of the Varnashrama system. It's not meant for any other reason ultimately. And that should be the goal of one's life also, to please Krishna. So if you please Krishna, then you'll naturally be successful and happy. Now I'm going to read the next verse. And the next verse is 7, and it says, Garga Muni said, "My dear Nanda Maharaj, I am the priestly guide of the Yadu dynasty. This is known everywhere. Therefore, if I perform the purificatory process for your sons, Kamsa will consider them the sons of Devaki." Purport: Garga Muni indirectly disclosed that Krishna was the son of Devaki, not of Yashoda. Since Kamsa was already searching for Krishna, if the purificatory process were undertaken by Garga Muni, Kamsa might be informed, and that would create a catastrophe. What would it create? It may be argued that although Garga Muni was the priest of the Yadu dynasty, Nanda Maharaj also belonged to that dynasty. Nanda Maharaj, however, was not acting as a Kshatriya. Therefore, Garga Muni said, "If I act as your priest, this will confirm that Krishna is a son of Devaki." So, Krishna was prophesied. He was to be the 8th child of Devaki. And the prophecy that Kamsa heard on the wedding day of Devaki and Vasudeva was the 8th son of Devaki will kill you. And Kamsa was already paranoid because he had heard, I know it's a psychological term, he had heard that in his previous life he was Kalanemi and he had been killed by Lord Vishnu. So he was already predisposed to be afraid of Vishnu or any mention of him. That was his mentality in life. And now when he heard this prophecy that came from the Devas on the wedding day of Devaki, he was about to kill Devaki on her wedding day. And then Vasudeva, the husband of Devaki, talked him out of it. So what he did was he killed the first 6 children of Devaki. And there's a long story about that because they had been the sons previously of Marichi. And they had been cursed to die at the hands, see if I get this right, of the it gets a little convoluted. Anyway, they had offended Hiranyakashipu. You'll find this section. I think it's in the, do you know where it is? Well, let's make it a simpler until I find the purport. They had made an offense and were cursed that they would take birth in this Leela and be killed one after the other. So they represent, according to our acharyas, various anarthas that one has to overcome before one can come close to Krishna. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Matsarya. Lust, anger, greed, envy, and so on. And so Kamsa was killing these children. The 7th pregnancy of Devaki was actually Balaram, who moved from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini, so it appeared as if Devaki had had a miscarriage. So this is very confusing to Kamsa, because Kamsa then thought, now do I count, that one or not? And this is one of the problems with trying to triangulate and have to beat the system here in the material world. You may have everything lined up and then something will go sideways and you're not exactly sure whether it's going to work or not. Nobody knows, ultimately. So then when the 8th son came, then another thing happened, which was the child Krishna was born to Devaki and Vasudeva in the prison. But he was transferred then by the help of Yogamaya. I know to anybody who's hearing this for the first time, it may sound very confusing, but Krishna's leelas, pastimes, are very intricate. He likes to do a lot of things at the same time. But just, it's Janmashtami, so we have to discuss all these things. So, by the help of the internal potency of Krishna, who organizes his pastimes in the world, Yogamaya, the prison guards fell asleep, the locks fell off from Vasudeva. He was able to take his child, who first appeared as Lord Narayan with 4 arms, ornamented and so forth. He offered his prayers, so did Devaki. And their prayers really were, could you transfer yourself into a small child so that Kamsa doesn't realize that Krishna has been born? They were full of fear for the life of their son. At the same time, they were recognizing that he's the Supreme Personality of God. So there's this dichotomy going on when Krishna appears in the world. There's an affection that the parents have thinking that he's born. Actually, he's not born because he's eternal. He has a spiritual body. Doesn't appear in the world like an ordinary child. So Vasudeva takes the baby child and is going across the Jamuna into the town of Nanda Maharaj, where Yashoda has just given birth to a girl, baby girl. However, due to the labor in childbirth, exhaustion, she didn't know she gave birth to a boy or a girl. Nanda also, and Nanda didn't know either, nobody knew, but under the spell of Yogamaya, Vasudeva then switched the children, left Krishna there with Yashoda, and picked up the girl who was actually the internal potency of the Lord, Durga, and brought her back to the prison. The shackles went back on, the doors closed, and the next day, when Kamsa found out the 8th child had been born, then he rushed to the prison to kill the child, because he thought, this will finish it, then I'll be safe. So when he got there, he found out it's a girl, which wasn't according to the prophecy. So then Devaki's pleading with him and saying, don't kill this child because it's a girl. How could you kill a girl anyway? And besides, it doesn't match with the prophecy. But Kamsa was so eager to make himself safe from any kind of danger that he attempted to kill the child by dashing this newborn baby on the stone of the prison. But she flew up into the sky above him and revealed herself as the internal potency of the Lord and said, Kamsa, you're a fool.
And Kamsa then developed deep respect for Devaki, because demons generally worship Durga, the potency of the Lord, Durga or Yogamaya. She's the same, only she acts differently in different circumstances. But demons are found to worship the potency and not the potent. So then he released Devaki and Vasudeva and said, okay, everything's okay now. And please forgive me for all the atrocities that I've performed. And when he went back to his ministers, they all said, what did you do? No, you should go, now you should have a campaign to kill all the children in Vrindavan and Gokula, every child. So they went on a campaign killing everyone. This was the atmosphere at the time. That's why when Gargamuni came, he said, we can't have this publicly, because there are people searching. The agents of Kamsa were searching to find out, where is this child, to kill him. So they did it secretly. This is what he's suggesting, to do it secretly within a place that no one would recognize, that there's a name-giving ceremony going on for a child. Did you find it? Okay.
So it's 10th canto, 85th chapter, verse 47 through 57. That's what I found.
No, 10th canto, 2nd chapter in the purport. 4th and 5th, okay. 10th canto, 2nd chapter, 4th and 5th verse. We'll get to see what yours is in a minute. You found it also. Okay, let's look at yours. Is that where it is? 10:8? We're unraveling the great mystery, looking for evidence. So this verse says, besides the Sanskrit, it's translated into English. Some of their relatives, however, began to follow Kamsa's principles and act in his service. After Kamsa, the son of Ugrasena, killed the 6 sons of Devaki, a plenary portion of Krishna entered her womb as her 7th child, arousing her pleasure and her lamentation. That plenary portion is celebrated by great sages as Ananta, who belongs to Krishna's 2nd quadruple expansion. In the purport? This purport? Some of the chief devotees, such as Akrura, stayed with Kamsa to satisfy him. This they did for various purposes. They all expected the Supreme Personality of Godhead to appear as the 8th child as soon as Devaki's other children were killed by Kamsa, and they were eagerly awaiting his appearance. By remaining in Kamsa's association, they would be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead take birth and display his childhood pastimes, and Akrura would later go to Vrindavan to bring Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. The word Paryupasate is significant because it indicates that some devotees wanted to stay near Kamsa in order to see all these pastimes of the Lord. The 6 children killed by Kamsa had formerly been sons of Marichi, but because of having been cursed by a Brahmana, they were obliged to take birth as grandsons of Hiranyakashipu. Kamsa had taken birth as Kalanemi, and now he was obliged to kill his own sons. This was a mystery. As soon as the sons of Devaki were killed, they would return to their original place. The devotees wanted to see this also. Generally speaking, no one kills his own nephews, but Kamsa was so cruel that he did so without hesitation. Ananta Sankarshana belongs to the 2nd Chaturvyuha, or quadruple expansion. This is the opinion of experienced commentators. And what do you have?
So this translation says, O Lord of the Daityas, this is 10:85, 47 through 57. So it says, O Lord of the Daityas, during the Manvantara Swayambhuva, 6 demigod-like sons were born in the womb of Urna Devi, the wife of Maharishi Marichi. Seeing Brahma running after his own daughter, namely Saraswati, they mocked him. As a result of this sin, Hiranyakashipu Shakshad Kalanemi Kshetre, they took demoniac births as the sons of Kalanemi, who was the son of Hiranyakashipu. Again from there, they were forced to take birth in the womb of Devaki, Devaki through Yoga Maya and killed by Kamsa. Mother Devaki is mourning for them, considering them to be her own sons. Presently they are residing in your abode. To alleviate her maternal sorrow, I will take them away from this place to meet their mother. Finally, they will go back to the planets of the demigods, having been freed from their curse and from lamentation. These 6 sons of Marichi, namely Smara, Udgita, Parishvanga, Patanga, Kshudrabhrata, and Grini, will eventually attain the supreme abode by your mercy.
Was that the purport?
That was a translation.
That was all translation. Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 places that refer to that. Okay, good. Nice. And now we're going to sing a song from the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs. And this song talks about the various aspects of devotional service that bring him great happiness. And it starts Shuddha Bhakatacharya. So this song tells about the process of bhakti yoga. And looking at the translation, the first it says Shuddha Bhakata, the pure devotional service, or it comes from the dust of the lotus feet of pure devotees. So, as one's wandering in this world, if one is very fortunate, one comes in contact with a pure devotee. And by coming in contact with a pure devotee, one gets the seed of devotional service, or sometimes described agyata sukriti, or unknown bhakti credits. Just like if you have a bank account, imagine that you have it in your heart, little bank. And every time you make a deposit, a bhakti deposit in the bank account of your heart, then you're doing good, keep going. You have some capital there. According to the Brihat Naradiya Purana, as quoted by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Jaiva Dharma, he says that when you get a sufficient amount of this bhakti unmukhi sukriti within your heart, then shraddha, or faith, an appreciation for bhakti awakens. Some people have a natural appreciation for bhakti or for devotees. So this comes from, as is being said here, poetically, the dust from the lotus feet of pure devotees, poetically and also literally. And then he says, service to the devotees is itself the supreme perfection and the root of the tender creeper of divine love. So as one continues the process of bhakti by serving the devotees, then one will make more and more advancement. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastri Koi, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. The Shastra confirms that even by a fraction of a moment's association with a pure devotee, one gets perfection in life. Then he says, with great care I observe holy days like ISKCON and Janmashtami, like all of you, with great care. Hare Krishna. You're taking... these are spiritual days. Ekadashi comes twice a month, and Janmashtami comes once a year. There's a time in which, when you observe this day, you put everything else aside and say, I'll just be there for Krishna. Then, noticeably, even if you don't even know what's going on, if you stick around, you'll notice that, oh, I feel blissful. And not only that, you'll have more capacity to perform bhakti by observing Janmashtami. And there are many holy days like this that one can observe and feel that they're the mother of one's devotion. Then he says, and with the greatest reverence and love, I choose as my dwelling place the transcendental abode of Krishna. So devotees like to live in the Dham, the place where Krishna has appeared. So the Dham, the most powerful Dhams in this age of Kali Yuga are Sri Vrindavan Dham and also in Sri Mayapur Dham, Navadvip, the 9 islands of Navadvip. There are many other dhams too, but especially in the Kali Yuga age, these dhams are prominent. And also, the dhams have a kind of embassies around the world. So for instance, this temple, because there's no other business here except worshiping Krishna, this is like an embassy. And at one time when I was stranded in Calcutta, I had a one-way ticket to India. There I was in Calcutta, and I needed to do something with my passport, and I had to go to the U.S. Embassy in the middle of Calcutta. I was almost I was drinking Calcutta tap water at that time, thinking I belonged to Calcutta. And I got there, and I looked in the door, and there were U.S. Marines behind the glass, and they had American water, Arrowhead. They flew it in from America. Everything inside there, the candy bars, the water, the people, they were all Americans, but it was right in the middle of Calcutta. And so similarly, these temples, they may be right in the middle of Silicon Valley. But because everything's imported here, Krishna comes from the spiritual world, all the sound vibration, Golokera Premadhan Harinam Sankirtan, it's imported from the spiritual world. Everything same as spiritual world. So it's an embassy, and when you look in, you go, oh, it's Goloka Vrindavan. There's no difference. So these are places where devotees like to live. It stimulates devotional service. Then he says, in the company of loving devotees, I will visit all those places where my Lord Gaurasundar traveled and performed his pastimes. So one can do this. You can take 3 months off. Permission granted, except from book distribution. And you can go to all the places that Lord Chaitanya visited when he traveled through South India. This is a nice occupation. Just make a photocopy of all the places and then try to follow it and see if you can keep up. In 3 months, you may be lucky if you can go to 25% of the places, because he was moving by transcendental energy. Then he says, my mind always begs to hear the music of the mridanga. And my heart dances in ecstasy whenever I hear the kind of kirtan established by Lord Gaurachandra. I feel supreme bliss when I behold the deity forms of the divine couple, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, and I conquer all worldly illusions by honoring the Lord's prasadam, just not today. Every day, Goloka Vrindavan appears in my home when I see Lord Hari being worshipped there. My joy knows no bounds when I see the Ganges, a river of nectar emanating from the Lord's lotus feet. The sight of the tulsi plant soothes my soul, for I know she gives pleasure to Lord Krishna. I feel that my life has been fulfilled when I honor shak, a green leafy vegetable preparation that is a favorite of Lord Chaitanya's. Whatever Bhaktivinoda obtains that further devotional service to Sri Krishna he accepts every day with the greatest joy. So you'll notice this is very different from what a Jnani might present. Jnanis might say, the material world is illusion, I don't have anything to do with it, I don't touch anything here. But bhakti is more like material life. It more resembles that. Therefore, we're lucky because we're used to that. People like to live in their home, they go home for Thanksgiving, and they have family around them. There's certain things they do, their rituals that they go into at certain times of year to remember their love for country or love for family and so forth. These are natural materialistic things to do. Bhakti is very similar, only you're transferring all those same kinds of emotions and attachments and rituals to the spiritual world. So bhakti is the most natural and pleasurable of all the processes of yoga. And it's the topmost because it is ruled by love, and love is the strongest emotion. So now we'll sing this song, and just by hearing Bhaktivinoda Thakur's appreciation for all these devotional practices, ours will also awaken. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. Bhakata Seva Paramasiddhi Premalati Karambula Wampers. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Madhava Titi Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kori Krishna Basati Basati Boli Parama Adhare Bhori Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaurama Jeshabashtani Kolalo Brahmana Range Sheshabastana Heribo Ami Prayani Bhakata Shange Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mridangabhaja shuneti mana avasara sada jache. Gaurvihita kirtana shuni ananderi doya nache. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jugala Murti Dakiya Mora Parama Ananda Hoya. Prasada Seva Korite Hoya Sakala Prapancha Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaidina grihe bhajana dekhi grihe te goloka baya. Charara sidhu deke aganga sukhanasima paya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tulasi Deki Juraya Prana Madhavato Shani Jane. Give Neelam a microphone. Gaura Priya Shaksevane Jivana Sartakamani. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Just a quick announcement. Those who have participated for the colors program, so we are giving out the colors program if you have enrolled. So please collect in the counter. And also there is a 2 zone, we divided zone 1 and 2. It will be token and coupon will be available inside. So you will be in the line and the volunteers will help you out how to progress forward. So zone 1 will come first and the zone 2 will come second. So they will start from the near where the Jhulan used to be until the point of the control room. And the zone 2 will start from the control room backward. So in that way, please cooperate to successfully make this. No, that's okay. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Om.
Bhakti Vinod Krishna Bhajane Anakula Payajaha
Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajane Anukula Payaya Vinoda Krishna Bhajane Anukula Payaja
Bhakti Vinod Krishna Bhajane Anakula Payajaha
Prati divase parama sukhe svikara karo yataha
Prate Dibase Parama Sukhe Svikara Koro Yetaha
Prati divase parama sukhe svikara karo yataha
Prate Dibase Parama Sukhe Svikara Koro Yetaha
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Mike it up. Krishna Hare 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 Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Just a quick announcement. If you are sponsored for Kalash, please pick up your Kalash from outside stall and come and form a line here. And also there are two zones, zone 1 and zone 2. So we request people to form two lines according to your zone. You have the zone number in your Kalash. And when you come here, we will do zone 1 first. And when you come here, remember to remove the paper from the Kalash. Okay, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Where's Vrinda? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,